Quantum Pi supernodes, the post-internet revolution. Have you ever wondered what comes after the internet? Not the next social network or faster 5G, but an entirely new way for human beings to communicate value, exchange trust, and build economies. Today, we explore a vision where a tiny Raspberry Pi computer becomes the launchpad for a post-internet revolution. Why Raspberry Pi? Why would a $35 microcomputer hold such promise? Because of something called PiNexusOS. This is more than experimental code, it's the blueprint for a Pi native operating system. Instead of running a blockchain app on top of today's TCP/IP internet, PiNexusOS would allow a Raspberry Pi to connect directly to the Pi network at the operating system level. That means the Pi is no longer a hobbyist board. It becomes a dedicated node device, a citizen's gateway into a global contribution economy. But isn't the internet essential? It has been for 50 years. TCP/IP routing is the neural system of what some call our debt civilization. Yet technology is whispering a new possibility: quantum communication. Imagine adding a small quantum module, using quantum key distribution or entanglement, to a Raspberry Pi running PiNexusOS. What changes? No TCP/IP routing. Nodes talk to one another directly, securely, and nearly instantaneously. Instant consensus. Because entangled particles update each other in real time, blockchain validation could occur with near zero latency. Absolute security. Quantum states cannot be cloned or intercepted without detection. This is not science fiction. Prototype quantum links already exist in laboratories, and the cost curve is falling. Could a Raspberry Pi really be a supernode? Surprisingly, yes. Low-cost accessibility means millions of people could run their own nodes. With quantum communication and PiNexusOS, each device could outperform many centralized servers. Instead of giant, energy-hungry data centers, we'd see a planetary mesh of personal supernodes, a network owned by the people who use it. What does this mean for civilization? Picture a financial network where trust isn't brokered by banks, ISPs, or telecom giants. Where communication isn't limited by addresses and routers but flows through direct, contribution-driven connections. Such a network rewrites the economics of power. ISPs become optional. Middlemen shrink. Value creation rewards participation, not gatekeeping. It is the civilizational shift from debt to contribution, from the Internet of Information to the quantum Pi network of value. My closing reflection. So here we stand at a threshold. A tiny Raspberry Pi, a new operating system, and emerging quantum modules hint at a future where the age of TCP/IP quietly fades. Millions of affordable devices, each a quantum Pi supernode, could form humanity's next neural network, a financial and communicative fabric more secure, more immediate, and more democratic than anything we know today. The real question isn't if the technology can work. It's this: when the tools for a post-internet civilization are in our hands, how will we choose to build it? How will we stabilize a post-debt economy? When the debt-driven order finally gives way, the first challenge will be stability. For thousands of years, credit and interest acted as society's shock absorbers. Without them, how will nations, cities, and individuals manage growth and scarcity? Contribution currency provides a partial answer. Because issuance is tied to measurable participation, energy contributed, computation provided, knowledge shared, money creation matches real value rather than speculative leverage. Early adopters will need transparent algorithms and auditable ledgers to keep inflation in check. This is not just a technical requirement but a moral one. The credibility of the new system depends on visible fairness. 2. New infrastructures of trust. Power once rested with banks and governments. Tomorrow it will rest with protocols and networks. Quantum secure communication eliminates eavesdropping. AI-driven consensus accelerates decision-making while flagging manipulation. Edge computing and personal nodes distribute responsibility to millions of people. Yet trust cannot be automated entirely. Communities will create councils, reputation layers, and open-source audits, social mechanisms to complement cryptography. The civilization that replaces debt must prove that technological trust and human ethics can reinforce each other. 3. Geopolitics of a borderless currency. Nation-states will not surrender quietly. Legacy powers may attempt to regulate nodes as banks, taxing participation, build competing blockchains under their own control, weaponize trade policy to slow the migration to contribution money. But a network that spans satellites, mesh systems, and quantum channels is difficult to contain. Countries that embrace the shift, investing in open protocols and encouraging citizen nodes, could leapfrog traditional financial hubs, much as early internet adopters outpaced latecomers. Expect new alliances. City-states partnering directly with networks, regional blocks forming around shared protocol standards rather than geography. 4. The human dimension. Culture, work, and identity. Economic revolutions are ultimately cultural. When currency is earned through contribution asterisk, our very idea of work changes. Routine labor may decline as AI handles repetitive tasks. Creative, scientific, and communal efforts gain new value because they enrich the network's collective intelligence. Identity shifts from job title or national passport to reputation on contribution chains. Education systems will adapt, rewarding curiosity and collaboration over rote skill. Families and communities may regain agency as wealth is tied to what they create together, not to debt inherited from institutions. 5. Toward a mature contribution civilization. The clash of technological supremacy is merely the ignition. What follows is decades of institution building, open-source constitutions, adaptive governance, and ecological integration so that energy use remains sustainable. The most profound victory will not be the defeat of debt, but the emergence of a society where participation itself is wealth. My closing reflection: the old order will resist, the transition will be uneven, and technology will not automatically deliver justice. Yet the direction of change is unmistakable, from centralized credit to distributed contribution, from scarcity economics to networks of shared creation. The pivotal question now is not whether the debt civilization will end, history has already set that motion, but what kind of culture we will craft once the chains of debt are gone. Will we design a civilization worthy of the freedom our new technologies make possible?